Welcome back to Aerial Shroud. It's been a long time, it's been a year, almost exactly, since the last video, and I have another year till the next one, but here I've got a brand new invasion build called Nana's Shade, named after the figurative space which you enter upon partaking in the Mound Maker's Covenant. Upon partaking in the Fountain of Madness, the insanity that is gathering bodies for Aldrich's greedy consumption. Now, this build, fighting against these lag masters here, is using the Flamberge, the Claw, and a few other little trinkets here and there. I haven't quite set up miracles yet. I would like to use the Gnaw miracle, but I've got to twink it out a little bit more, run further in the game. We did have some save swapping involved here, but that's just to speed up the process and jump right into the invasions. Now, this build is technically a bleed build, but the build of bleed is very, very slow. But the reason that using a bleed build is so successful in the Undead Settlement is because you have characters like the Evangelist usually finishing the job for you. All you need to do is bring them up to maybe 30-40% bleed, and then just wait for an Evangelist to land one Gnaw miracle and... Ooh. Rest in peace, brave warriors. Now, where each Phantom is guaranteed a host for backup, as an invader, I am guaranteed, hopefully, a few enemies to serve as my own host for backup. And it's that really that makes Dark Souls 3 a tactician's game, in my opinion. Not only in the way that you navigate through a level, dealing with a three-person gang, but also how you set up your equipment for the area. I like to use the Charcoal Pine Bundle, fire bombs, and bleed weapons in this area because it supports the environment so well. We've got explosive barrels everywhere, so many opportunities for amazing traps. And here you can see that we've got a host refusing to come into Nana's Shade. Walk into my blade. No point rushing through the level because you'll wish that you'd stayed. Now, I'm considering making a few more videos on this character, stay out of my settlement as a general theme, so it's time to get some lore down. What exactly turned Nana to the Shade? What drove her insane? Well, needless to say, there's some trauma behind these eyes. Now, here we are running away from two hollow manservants. We've all done it. We've all rushed past them. We've all made twinks, new invasion builds, and just thought, God, I don't have the time for this. I just need to rush past them. But this pacifist Sigurd pays the price for my own insolence. I can barely watch. I can barely watch. Sigurd! Sigurd! So now you know the story, at your own peril, perhaps, and now we're back to the invasions. Now, as I was explaining earlier, each invader is hopefully guaranteed some enemies, and each Phantom is guaranteed a host, and that's what sort of levels out the gank v invader situation in Dark Souls 3. And that's why, more often than not, I much prefer a gank to a solo host, because, well, unless it's a very experienced solo host, the dual, less than 30% health, twice the Estus, it's not really very satisfying. So a gank is preferable. 2-3-person gank, perfect, fine. 4-person gank, maybe not. Unless we got another invader in, which is usually the case. But as you can see, what's happened here is there's a couple of guys, one password summoned Phantom and a host. They're refusing to engage. They've left the settlement, shut the gate behind them. I say good riddance to them, to be honest. Stay out of my settlement for the love of God. Go back to the high wall, go play with some starving dogs, and maybe eventually they'll hollow out into the... Ooh, that was close. Into the twisted, bony boys that you see hanging around outside. For some reason I don't think their patience will last that long, so I've decided to say a quick prayer behind this wall where they can't see me. Maybe they think I've returned home, I don't know. You can never overestimate a defensive gank situation. as I said earlier, there's no point rushing through levels. Dark Souls does not punish death. Dark Souls punishes not learning from your mistakes. If you die, you can get all your souls back, get back to the exact same position you were in before. Perfect. No loss at all, except for maybe an ember if you had one. But if you fail to reach the same point that you got to before, you haven't learned from your mistake and you die. I think that this is why the Ring of Sacrifice is associated with Velka, the goddess of sin, because you can make a mistake and not have to learn from it. Very interesting lore implications. Now, as you can see, I'm fighting Sister Freed here, the Abyss Watcher convert with the Shield of Want. Not sure what this over-leveled Phantom is going to gain from the souls of these early-level enemies. Almost got caught in an R1 spam there. And I'm going to speed this bit up for you. Because, I mean... you missed the first 5 minutes of the invasion, where I pushed them out of the gate and they closed it behind them, and I spent a few minutes waiting, waving. I threw firebombs over the wall. I only landed one of them. It was a long, long time, and now I've decided, okay, cool, you've killed the 2 workers. I'm going to sort of encourage you, come on, follow me into the level. You've got an over-leveled Phantom here with late-game weapons and great stats. Not great HP, fortunately for me, but great stats. And as you can see, they're very content to watch me and dodge me on reaction and wait for me to fall into a 2-person R1 spam trap. Oh, getting a bit brave, and no. Now this is when I decided to point down. Reaction rolling to firebombs, refusing to engage. Yeah, looks like you just signed the contract for a point down, buddy. So yeah, I'm dealing with these sour fools the only way I know how, which is through harassment and wasting their bloody time. Because as long as I'm in the world, they can't use a bonfire, and if they refuse to progress through the level, there's not really much for them behind. So I'll just hang out, see what's happening. I think this is at 250% speed right now. As you can see that the hanging bodies are swinging in agreement with this Eurobeat Disney track. Very, very fast. I don't know. Are they alive? Or are they not alive? Is that legit? Is that canon that these guys are alive? I don't know. It's pretty horrific if they are. But anyway, they finally follow me in. And then the invasion's back to normal speed. We've got this password summoned Phantom, finally summoned the courage to attack me with a very, very difficult weapon in a 2v1 situation. An ultra great sword is impossible because you've got to bend your knee to ultra great weapons, which is why I really want to get a wooden hammer on this build. Here I'm messing around with rings. They gave me enough time hanging out there to smash on the life ring +3, and all I'm using that for is to take 1 hit. And as you can see, I've taken the hit, I'm rolling away, and then I'm just going to take it off, because that's all it was good for. It got me 1 hit, and, you know, I've got a lot more health for it, thank God. I've been using other rings to heal, Sun Priestess ring, etc., because I don't need to use that Estus, and I might do in the future. So they've given me the opportunity, I'm going to take it to regen. But anyway, we're moving on. I'm soon to meet with my favourite evangelist, and so are they. I assume that this password summon is in the know, so you can see that they're a bit more hesitant here. One thing that really is a shame is that those barrels back there aren't explosive, and there are a few barrels around the sort of lip of this path, right at the end before it opens up into the opening where you find the evangelist, that there are some barrels sort of to my left and to my right that have the covering as if they've got explosive contents, but they don't blow up, as you might see in a little bit when I try them out, which is a damn shame. But the other explosive barrels surrounded by those enemies, they're free range. If the host forgets that they're there, free range. Now, what the sort of tactician's game of using enemies as your hosts and phantoms using hosts as their hosts means is that you can immerse yourself in the PvP experience. It means that you're not looking at another player and thinking about, you know, bad thoughts about them, or you're a tryhard, you're trying to win, you're trying to kill me, you're just trying to force your way through the game. Like these guys, it's pretty obvious that the host spent 20 quid, maybe 40 quid on a game just to steamroll it in 10 hours to say that they did it or whatever. And I'm thinking, no. When you play a game, you experience a game. And if you're going to experience a game, then you should probably focus on the experience of the game, not the completion of it. It's weird to think that you'd want to spend so much money on a game to password summon an over-leveled friend to carry you through the entire thing, not learning a single thing. Irritating. And as an invader, it's frustrating because the second you die to these guys, you sort of feel like you've failed the game itself, which is not a very good feeling, and that's why I get so tedious with these password summoned fellas. I don't like play, I guess, honourably necessarily. I don't stay on the constant offensive. I waste their time because they're wasting the game's time. They're wasting the game's experience. So I'll do whatever I can to make them go through it again and pay it a bit more attention. As you can see, I'm trying those barrels now, and they don't work. They don't work at all. I tried the second one out of pure curiosity, and now I know, I guess, but it's always worth trying new things. It's always worth thinking about environmental hazards, etc., etc. But as you can see, I'm trying to lure them closer into the barrels over there, but they're not having any of it. So instead, I'm going to camp out behind this wishing well and pray to the ghost trapped at the bottom, firing some arrows, just more harassment. I don't want them to be standing stationary because I imagine that they're communicating on some level, and I don't want them to coordinate. I don't want them to feel as though they can get any firm footing of themselves. So harassment's important. Anyway, popped on the obscuring ring, hidden behind that tree. They still think I'm there. Sneak an arrow in from the side. Definitely one of the funner things about the obscuring ring is tricking hosts into thinking you're one place when you're in another. And here I miss it. I miss it. I miss it. I know I miss it. I've already done it. I miss it. And it sucks because it would have been amazing if I could have got that ridiculous damage. And here again, missed, which is a shame. But again, worth remembering that those barrels are there, even if I didn't take full advantage of them. But now they've aggroed the Evangelist, and now it's about to get real. I don't think they're going to survive this. If they're frightened of a few workers, the Evangelist is going to flatten them. I imagine on a 2-on-1 situation, the Evangelist would probably give them a hard time. But now that I'm here, I don't think they stand a chance at all. I'll let this play out as it happens. Don't kill me, please! Don't kill me! Oh! Just kill me! I don't care! Just kill me! I don't care! I don't care! Just kill me! I don't care! And that marks the end of that. Anyway, thank you for joining me during this adventure. Hopefully I'll have some more videos out on Nana's Shade. Stay out of my settlement, again, will be the general topic. I'm going to invade, try and keep people outside of that gate for as long as possible, wasting both mine and their time. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. I might actually try the Dead Again miracle, you know, where you turn corpses into traps. I think that actually might be really successful with this. But anyhow, thanks for joining me. If you want to watch more content of this style, please seriously, don't even sweat about pressing the subscribe button. Just don't even worry about it. Just pop your finger on there and click subscribe. It's the red box underneath. Click subscribe and you'll see more videos like this. I urge you to click subscribe. I urge you if you enjoyed this video. And I'll be making more like it. I'm having a hell of a lot of fun with this build, and I can't wait to share it with all of you fellows. Thank you, and see you next time.